Hello, everyone. We are live on Professor Bats and Friends, and we are having some technical difficulties. We are missing part of our main host here, and hopefully he's getting his issue worked out there. But we've got Jason and Kate on with Experiencing Arkansas. Uh-oh.
There he is.
There we go. We are
There.
live, buddy, and you're now with us.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, yeah, he got the laptop up. Okay, we're good.
No, I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're on
Okay.
your phone? Okay, well, that'll work.
The clarity of that picture.
Yeah, your picture looks a whole lot better than this Dell laptop camera.
Well, we're live here, buddy, and I haven't really done anything but hit the go live button here. So
Okay, well,
you want me?
I'm still trying to get my stuff done.
All right. Well, let's just roll the intro and here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Thank you for joining us on the Overland Podcast, brought to you by Professor Bats and Friends. We love to talk about it all. The gear we like to use, the places we like to go, and the things we like to do. Sometimes we'll have guests. Sometimes it'll be just us. You never know what you might get. But you always have Bats Off-Road and the Professor. Thank you for joining us. No pros, just bros on this show. Here we go.
Well, we had him for a minute.
He's gone again.
He's gone again. Well, he'll be back on here in a second. The show must go on. So how are you guys? How's your week going?
Oh, it's going good.
Yeah?
Going good so far.
Yeah, all right.
Testing at work, so it's nice, easy rest of the week.
Nice. Yeah, we are headed out to Big Iron on Thursdays, so we're in the preparations for that. Looking forward to that and getting loaded, and there we go.
I don't think I've ever been to Big Iron.
No, I haven't either. I keep saying I'm going to go, and yet another year slips by.
Yeah, it happens. Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. I'm having issues.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah?
It's making me angry.
Uh-oh.
Are you on the road or something?
No, I'm
No.
at home. I'm
Yeah.
at home. And the earbuds won't work. My headphones won't work. My microphone won't work. So I'm on my phone and my computer. I don't know what's wrong with my computer. I tried to restart it, and it's in the process of restarting it, but it won't shut off. And it won't shut off. It's weird. I've never seen anything.
Oh, no.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah? Yeah, we hear you.
Huh. Well,
It-
isn't that something?
We got
I don't like technology.
Never happened to me before.
Richard Brown on here. Hello, Richard.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
This
what a
is
day.
Yeah, it's capping off my week. That's exactly what capping off my week. But it's
Yeah.
on Thursday. And oh well, that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes sometimes. Oh, so man, how are y'all doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, good to see you.
Nice to see you too. It's been
Oh.
so
I don't think I've seen y'all since we've camped together at Joe and Missy's house.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it has. Because that was right after More Expo.
Yeah, that was in the
Oh
spring.
gosh, really?
Yeah, it was bonfire. It was a weekend of bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
We've been through a lot of hot weather since then.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
All things considered, I think, at least in Northwest Arkansas, this was probably one of the milder summers I've seen. There was only like 3-4 weeks, I think, where it was like really hot. Other than that, it pretty much stayed in the mid 90s or low 90s.
Yeah. Well, it was like the devil's armpit down here, and I'm glad that I wasn't here for most of it. So, yeah, that was
Yeah,
nice.
he was out. He was running around up north where they were still having to have fires in the stove to stay warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was heaven.
That's awful.
Yeah, it was heaven. Well, Tony really came through for me this past weekend. We did a lot of work on my FJ. I didn't know he was quite the Toyota mechanic, but raised the hood, and he went down and did a lot of upgrades, and that was really nice. And I can't tell him how much I appreciate him on that.
Are we allowed to know what you did? Or is it
Well,
Yeah.
I tell you,
Yeah.
you know, it's one of those things where in the beginning you do some things to your rig and you feel like it's a really good idea, and it ended up being a really horrible idea. And so, really, what I did was in the beginning, I wanted pretty much everything that was in my vehicle powered from the secondary battery. And that really caused me a lot of issues because everything that I was using while the vehicle was running was being powered by the secondary battery, and that wasn't allowed my secondary battery to take on a full charge to keep my fridge running overnight. And I was having issues with my fridge dying and lights not working and things like that. So we switched up a lot of things. And I mean, the very first thing that we saw was my ground connector on my main battery was broken. We spent an hour fixing that. So
that was probably half your problem right there.
It probably was. It probably was. So we upgraded a lot of things, fixed some things that were wrong, redid some things. I installed a new Wii Boost that I've been needing to install for a while, and we replaced my my spark plugs, which I
Your
think
factory spark plugs.
No.
Yeah.
And my what are those things called, Tony?
The coils.
The coils were the original coils, 227,000 miles on the original coils. So
your Jeep may, your Toyota may blow up now.
My Toyota was almost a Jeep. That's how much power it had lost.
Oh.
I was going to say, it's original coils. If you replaced them this late,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the spark plugs were still working. Some of them were missing a whole lot of metal.
Oh my gosh! You know, on the point where it comes out over the top, this had come to a complete point like a pencil.
Yeah.
Dogs bumping the mic. Sorry.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But we got a lot of that done, and I got it out on the highway, and I was climbing hills in different gears. I mean, it was really odd. It was really nice. So, yeah.
So it's burning more efficiently now. I'm wondering what it's going to be like to drive behind you now. If I smell your exhaust, or if it's going to be a little more clean.
Wouldn't that be fun to drive behind somebody who's got like biodiesel and the whole time you're smelling French fries?
Yeah.
I don't think that's how that works.
It'll probably
turn like fast food grease into fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It smells like French fries.
Anyway.
No, it probably was like following behind one of those old lawn mowers where you mix the gas and the oil together.
Yeah.
That's probably be, but it's a little bit better now. It probably won't blow you out and have a lot more toxic fumes.
You may actually get that 6-cylinder working.
A 6-gear now.
Yeah. Awesome. That's awesome.
Whatever. It's so much better. We spent about 11 hours working on that stupid thing, and it is much happier. I
hope you bought him dinner.
Oh, he did. He sure did.
Hey, Tony will do a whole lot for a few slices of pizza, I've learned.
Yeah. Yeah. We went up there and worked on, what was it, your front control arms? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I was swapping out. I was getting taller springs. So we basically had to take the whole lift apart to put the new springs in.
Nice. Yeah. Yep. We worked on that.
I got your hat on. You may not.
There it is. Hey, Tate.
His hat on. You're going to see Tate this week at the Big Iron Overland Rally. That's coming.
I am.
Even in a couple days. That's going to be. They've got a lineup of musicians that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Some, like I forget what you call, but the bands that that sort of play 80 songs from the 80s and 90s and stuff. Cover bands, yeah, back in my day, yeah. The songs I grew up on.
Yeah, you may actually know a few.
I know. I might be able to sing along. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't do that.
Do I dare date myself?
I'm going
Have
to more cooks for the competition. I'm not going to be there, so I'm going to give everybody else a chance to win this thing. And so I hope you, knowing that you actually have a chance. And so it's going to be pretty, and it's not going to be the pits of hell like I had to cook in last June.
No.
You know, I was really questioning myself and all that when Tate talked me into entering that competition when it was 100 degrees outside and I was slaving over a hot stove. But it's going to be a lot nicer, and everybody will have a really good time. I hope everybody will consider entering the competition and getting in that because he has some amazing prizes as always. So
Yeah. It'll be fun. I'm going to be there taking pictures. So
yeah, it's going to be cool.
yeah, no picture. It didn't happen.
That's right.
Anyway.
Well, before we get too far, I want to take just a minute and thank our sponsors and those who keep us going in the Overland community. We want to thank all these people. We kind of don't do our due diligence and thank them like we should, but we need to thank everybody who has contributed to us and keeps our show going. One of them is Overland Spices, and we appreciate you, Tate. Okie Overland, who you're a big part of, is one of our main sponsors, and it's where we get all of our gear. They're out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Give them a shout or look them up on okie-overland.com. We want to thank Timbo Tusk, Marler Equipment and Repair, WeBoost, Snap Mounts, Onyx Off-Road, Northbound Expeditions, Natural State Overland. We've got the Rendezvous coming up. Will y'all be there?
Yes. Yeah.
Y'all are going to be there. More Expo, Adventure Trail Outfitters, Linson Solar, ISCO, Overland Spices, which I already mentioned, Radius Outfitters, Shop Overland Apparel, which you can get all the shirts, hats, and everything like what we have on. They will be at Big Iron Overland Rally and Rendezvous as well, and you can get their stuff on shopoverlandapparel.com. And Go Explore USA. Some good people. Good people. We want to thank y'all for supporting our show and helping us out throughout the year. So
Yes, sir.
it's been a busy evening. My wife and I had parent-teacher conferences. I can hear that she's just now getting home. I beat her home a little bit because it actually wasn't over till 7 until my boss left over early. Anyway, it's been a busy evening, and my computer won't work. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, but we are on here now. And I want to remind everybody about the Rendezvous in the Ozarks, which is October 12th through the 15th at Mulberry Mountain. It is a wonderful, wonderful time, and I hope everybody will support Natural State Overland. Get out and check it out.
Come see us. Come say hi.
Yep.
Well, tonight we're going to talk about our favorite gear. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. It's pretty easy to talk about if you're a gearhead, like a lot of us are. When the newest, latest, and greatest things are out there, we like to talk about it. And we wanted to each pick out our top 5 things that we don't want to or ever leave home without. And we're going to start with Tony and go around the room and list our top 5 things. And I'm going to make a list. I actually brought a pen with me because we probably are not going to have the same things, and I'm going to make notes. And it's really funny because every time we talk about stuff like this, it always costs Tony money. Order something as soon as the show's over. And
Usually does, yes.
I've done that too. I think I've done that too, like on some pre-Christmas shows or Black Friday shows or something like that. And I want to tell you, it's fixing to be October, so you need to start thinking about what you're going to get for that loved one for Christmas. Don't wait till the last second.
Happens when
Don't
they
be a
buy it all
Tony.
before you can get it.
Don't be a Tony. Start us
Don't
off.
be a Tony.
What's your thing, Tony? Tell us what.
All right. So, I've been wrestling with this and trying to decide what 5 items I could talk about that were, at the top of my list. Because I feel like I've got a lot of stuff on my setup right now that
A lot of stuff.
I would not want to go out without. So, I've got 4 items that are, kind of I guess just a function or or something that makes camp better, the camp experience better is how I classify it. So number one is my tent. The iCamper Mini 3.0. I absolutely love that thing. I've got 54 nights in it since May last year when I got it, and I just
I
love
got a
that
question. Do you have
Yeah.
a tracking log for that?
thing. The tracking log? No,
how
but
did you come up with 54 nights?
I went and I counted, and so I, sort of went back in, a calendar
Okay.
and sort of just added up the days that I went. And a lot of times I'll go by the pictures. So all of the pictures that I take, I've got them on a separate drive. So it's easy for me to remember
Gotcha.
in the last couple of years. I can say, oh yeah, I did this weekend and that weekend. So yeah,
Nice.
54 nights.
We're in prison and you would just scratch out a notch on the roof of the tent or something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
For 53 days and a wake up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't do it, but I have the top of my tent. Jason, I think we have pretty much the same tent.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how it's got the carpet on the top. And so I take patches from each state that I've slept in, and I've got patches from each state that I've spent the night in my tent, and I've lined the top of my tent.
That's cute.
I'm up to like 15 or 16. I can't remember how many it is, but I just got more in to
I like that.
put them up there after this summer. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. I guess I need to keep up with how many nights I've spent up there.
Are they arranged like the United States, like actual where they belong?
Like a map.
That is a cool idea. I didn't
room is there.
I didn't do very well in geography. I'd have to go back and they all are, but there would be a giant space to the east and a giant space to the west. So.
Yep, Misty's in here. Hey, Misty, Barefoot Overlander from the Day We Make. Okay, so number two would be the decked drawer system. It's probably one of the single most important things, I think, for me, because everything, I like to have everything that has its place. Everything lives in a certain place. It's always there. It's going to be dry. And it does a pretty good job of keeping things dust free. So I have an EcoFlow in one drawer, and I don't have to worry about it. But I love being able to count on it. Everything being where I want to find it. So number two for me is the drawer system.
Organization is a big deal.
Yeah.
Can't find anything.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't. I'm out of touch with that because they don't make one of those for my little bitty rig, and I don't know if they make one for Jason's rig either. But if you've got like an open bed system, those are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And does that add a lot of weight to the back?
So the deck drawer system is, I don't know, it's probably like about the weight of a tent, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe not quite as much. I mean,
like around 150 pounds.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. My iCamper, I think, is 114 pounds.
Ooh, yeah, because you got the narrow one.
I got the mini, so I'd say it's probably around 100 pounds, probably about the same.
Yeah, and it's not all metal. It's like a plastic polymer or something like that.
Yeah, there's very little of it that's metal. The hardware and then a couple of reinforcement brackets across the front. But other than that, it's all molded plastic.
Even for that style of tent, 114 is pretty light. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I promise you, Joey's and mine are not 114 pounds.
Ours probably twice that.
Close. Yeah. I think it's like 180, 185, something like that.
Yeah.
It's heavy. I only want to put it up there once. I know that.
Right. Get it up there and bolt it down and leave it be. Yeah. So the next two items are, it's kind of a grouping of different items to make one unit. And for me, the onboard power, having, a lithium battery and a like a red arc or something like that, having onboard power is pretty big deal. The way it's set up, Jason, you just installed an onboard power system, and you went to Colorado, so you know
Yep.
just as well as we do that that having a power system there that's charged that you can rely on without having to worry about whether or not your fridge is still running is pretty important. And mine is functioning very well. So that's pretty happy with that. And then along those lines is water. I've got an onboard water system with the 13-gallon Ironman water tank, and just a simple 12-volt pump from Amazon, and a sprayer and some fittings and some hose and clamps and stuff like that. It's not a huge investment, but having water just at the flip of a switch and is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice. And those are all things that just make the camp experience. You get to camp quick if you can set it up quick and get to enjoying what you're doing faster. And just it's just key, I think.
And I like the way that you have really set yours up too. You've got the Ironman tank is flat, which sits up on your deck system. You've got that down with the world's best double-sided tape.
Yeah.
And then you've got a steel hose, which I love. And the pump is hidden in the deck system. So really, and your switches you've installed on the deck system too. So it's really clean. It's really nice. And your pump, Lord have mercy, that thing will take your skin off. That water comes out of there fast.
Yeah, I tried to get it a low gallons per minute. It's like 1.8. But with that little sprayer nozzle, it's like a little, a pinpoint. If you have it set just right, it does really good spraying off dishes and stuff. Oh, there's my wife. Hey, honey. Thanks for watching. Yeah, and we've got Barefoot Overlander says, yes, I wish I had onboard power onboard air. Yeah, that might be. Yeah. So
I actually thought they had onboard power.
They
well
Jackeries for a while, but I think they've switched over now to just portable power.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I've got two versions of the last item on my list, and they're more things that are, along the lines kind of sentimental to me. I don't necessarily use them every time. Sort of just depends on, what's on the menu for the weekend. But this right here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep. A cutting board from Steadfast that my buddy Joey gave to me is one of the things that really, really important to me. So that's always there. And then I got another one here, another cutting board from Marlar Equipment that both of those are pretty special to me. So I don't know, just trying to mix it up a little bit. But anyway.
Awesome. That I don't know what kind of knife that is, that gigantic thick knife, but I use that on the Go Explore trip. Beast. It's so cool to chop stuff with. Love it.
It's like it's got a lot of weight to it.
You can slice, you can dice, you can julienne.
Yeah, you don't have to put a whole lot of effort into it.
Nobody wanted to get around me when I had that thing in my hand.
Hey, so it's got two purposes.
Yeah.
Get your quiet time and your dinner.
Right.
That's exactly right. So those are some cool things. And I have a few of those. I've got the tent, I've got onboard power, I've got water, and I don't have the deck systems. I can, and I can't really add that. So you did me no good. Thank you, Tony.
No, but you have some drawer systems. You have a variation of the deck system, but
a variation of the homemade built in my
DIY.
Yeah, DIY. Exactly.
Well, it works.
It works. Jason, y'all tell us what your 5 things are. We want to know what you use, what you love.
I'm gonna let my beautiful wife go first.
All right.
Mine were a little bit simpler because I've only been doing this for a year. So mine went more around what makes me happier when I'm at camp. So the jet boil he got me for my birthday, so
Yep.
that I can sit on my keister and
Got-
have my
got two now.
coffee in less than a minute. That's
Yeah.
important to me. Oh, Arlo, hello. Oh God, I love her. Okay.
Oh,
Because he's talked me into helping air down and inflate.
which has been awesome.
I love that we've got a good compressor because it doesn't take me as long. And when you reach the end of the trail and you are tired and you are dirty and you want to go home, you want to spend a half hour waiting on each individual tire.
agreed. What
Yeah.
kind of compressor do you have?
It's the larger Viair.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's somewhere along the way. My best guess is I had the normal one that could air up to 35s. My best guess is I was at Home Depot or somewhere and was putting stuff in the Jeep, set it down in the parking lot. And when I went to go several weeks later, loading up for a trip, I'm like, where's my air compressor? Turned the garage upside down, couldn't find it. I'm like, it didn't just walk away.
Mm.
Best guess is I set it down somewhere and left it. So somebody found them a really nice air compressor.
Wow.
So I had to go get a new one. So I upgraded so I could air up faster. And I'm glad I did because literally I got 37-inch tires in today. So I can air up to 38s. So
Nice.
I'm happy about that.
And he went and did you build the hose?
No, I actually bought those
Well,
hoses
he's
from
got
Greg.
those hoses so we can do all four at once.
Nice.
We don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can deflate all four, and my OCD on the dash is happy because they all four generally say the same air pressure.
Generally, not all the
Generally.
time.
I like it.
Yeah, so Arla's jealous of your 37s. Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
And then let's see, number 3 was my new camp chair.
Yes, I'm jealous of her camp chair.
It folds down like 18 inches by like
Yeah,
4x4.
yeah.
It
It
climbs and it holds my whole
it
head.
goes
It's not just
up.
some skimpy
I
little
mean, we
thing.
all have the little collapsible camp chairs. The little, they all collapse and they're like origami, putting
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
taking them down. I found one because she wanted one that was a little wider.
Because
and
I'm a
one-
girl and I got a butt.
It's a little wider, but it also has a high back on it, and it's the highest back I've seen so far. And I found it on Amazon. I was like, this looks like this is probably about as big. It's as close to a normal Walmart style collapsing camp chair that you can get, and it goes up and down way faster than the one I have. And I'm tempted to buy a second one. Yeah, it's like $35. It was not that bad.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, Michael's coming in all the way from Alaska. He actually
wow.
Oh, kidding?
said today that he saw the northern lights. That was a pretty cool picture.
Oh, nice.
I thought that's how my
He says coming in late. Don't know what we're talking about. We're actually talking about our top 5 most favorite pieces of gear. So if you've got some, Michael, throw those in there and we'll talk about them. But go ahead, Kate. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Number 4 was our fridge, which I didn't even know was a thing until last year when I started it. Like, who the heck's got a fridge in their car? Hoity-toity. But yeah, evidently you all did.
Many of us do. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the fridge for me that was number 6.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Yeah.
It,
I
you
agree.
get one, you can't live without one.
Yeah.
About getting another car, and I asked my wife. I said, "How much do you want to build this car out?" She said, "Well, we got to have a fridge." That was the very first thing she said.
And you're
Right,
like,
Roman.
yes.
Yes. Okay. Dang, I hate that. We got to. So yeah.
It took me a while to commit to the fridge, but once I did, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, and this is for his sanity as well as mine, is a good pillow. Because if I don't have a good, real pillow, not on a little travel pieces of junk.
This
Yeah.
sounds like you're
Not only
sleeping
am I
with your
crabbing,
head
but
on
I'm
a
gonna-
potato chip bag.
Yeah.
It does.
Yes. So I got
It's a very good
smart.
description.
I got one of the front runner boxes that Misty had given us. I got one of the front runner boxes, and I cram pack because we used to have the vacuum seal bags because we collapse them so they save space because pillows take up a lot of room. So I basically compact them into a front runner box and basically shove them in there. So it's kind of like the can of snakes when you take the lid off, they pillows pop out. And I love the front runner boxes because they are stackable. You can strap them down if you need to.
Well, I can tell Yes, Jason, I have the same tent that y'all have. I've got 2 My pillows.
Yes, those are good.
They actually compress to almost nothing, and I leave them
Oh, nice.
leave them in the tent, and I stick them up toward the front where the hinge is.
Mm-hmm.
They just stay up there, and when
I
I
have to try that.
inflate, so it's
Oh, so you don't even have to do
that-
nothing. They just
room in your Jeep.
Yeah. I like what Michael says here.
Yeah, I always forget one, so that's why I leave them up there. I've got two My pillows in both my tents on the trailer and in the FJ because I always forget a pillow. I always forget.
Yeah.
I just leave them up there.
Well, I like what Michael says here. The mountain hatch tailgate table. You know how a tailgate is a completely irregular shape, and you can't set anything on it that you want to set flat. And I've got one of those on mine, and I absolutely love it too. So it was really close to the number 5 list.
Yeah.
So
True.
build it. Yeah.
Yeah. We will.
Pillows. Yeah, Michael agrees on pillows. Those are pretty important. Richard Brown. Yeah, fridges make you not ever want to buy ice.
That is true.
That's all true.
Oh, ice is a whole lot cheaper.
unless your fridge makes ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you're super bougie.
Right?
That's hoity-toity. Yeah. Michael, I always forgot one until a rooftop tent.
He's talking about pillows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White powder donuts. Yeah. Mike says you gotta remember white powder donuts. I can't eat those.
Donut.
Can't eat those anymore.
I end up looking like I've been sniffing cocaine if I try to eat those.
Well, you got to eat them.
Instead of turning them into a crime scene. Oh, boy. Crazy
Jason,
how much ice is now.
what's your 5, Jason?
Okay, I had to write mine down. So, number 1 is the tent. And I got a quick story about the tent. Not really a story, but you're talking about pillows because I like to keep as much stuff in the tent as possible because the back of a JL Jeep it's kind of like the FJ. There's not a whole lot back there. And so what we did was we've struggled. I'm very spoiled. I have a very soft bed at home. And we've got the kind of the Amazon version of the Lost Horizon mattress. Mm-hmm. It's the compressible foam with this inflatable.
Yeah.
And then we've got the factory mattress that come with the 23-0, which to me was too firm. So we always have the 2 mattresses. What I did was I finally got smart, bought a Lost Horizon mattress. So now we have 2 inflatable mattresses. And I've taken the factory mattress out. So now the 2 inflatables are deflated, folded in half, taco shaped, up towards the front. I have 2 sets of blankets. I'm about to have 2 pillows up there. And then I also have the ladder, and I also have 2 North Face sleeping bags in there, a shoe bag, and I think I'm forgetting something. I've got everything in there, and it shuts no problem.
Wow.
Taking that tall 3-inch firm factory mattress out, best thing I could have done. I've got so much room up there for storage now.
Yeah. That's huge. That's huge, particularly with a Jeep, with a Wrangler. Yes. When you're fighting for every square inch you can in the back of that thing and wrestling
those big bags of inflatable mattresses take up so much room, pillows, sleeping bags. I had the sleeping bags with stuff down into a plastic box to protect them. I don't have to mess with that anymore. So I just lost 3 boxes.
Yeah. And when you stop on the trail during the day, when you're not ready to set up your tent, you have to drag those things out to get to everything else.
Yeah, but you want is always on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always.
So my second one is, and this one seems odd, but my vector bar across my dash. So I've got on the Jeep, I have a vector bar, which is a lot like Matt's got the anvil, I believe. So the vector bar just kind of sits across the dash, and I've got any kind of thing you could possibly imagine hanging from there. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you got in a Humvee when you get behind the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So I've got my iPad.
Her Jeeps, yeah,
I've got my Garmin. I've got a spare radio if I need to jump out and spot for someone. I've got a spare handheld radio. I can just grab it. I don't have to dig for it. Garmin, cell phone, both of our phones, tablet, and then I also have a GoPro mount in the corner. So when we do create video content for YouTube, everything's super easy. Everything's stable. It's all right there, and I don't have to worry because I had a RAM mount for my tablet, but the RAM mount was always shaking so much, and then it would eventually fall down, and I was having to reach over, pull it back up.
Yeah.
And and I had RAM mounts on a bass boat, never had a problem. Put it in the Jeep, and it was just falling. So that's my second one, and it is an expensive investment, but I like it. And then JetBoil. I climb out that tent. Somebody better be handing me a cup of coffee or getting me a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Love. And I ended up having to make like 2 batches. So, because we had one JetBoil. So I bought one for Kate. And that way we can have dueling JetBoils. And now it's become a joke of which one's going to, brew faster.
I like it.
And then my third or fourth, and I got lucky. It's, I think it's Torx, the stackable boxes. Like you've got Milwaukee, DeWalt,
Yeah.
Husky.
Oh,
and we've
the
got
ones from Sam's Club?
Yeah, so you've got all these different brands, and they're like $350 or $400 by the time you buy a stackable toolbox kit. And these were at Sam's for like $60. For what we use them for. Can I drop them from a 2-story building and it stay impactful? No.
But I
But
don't plan on falling off.
exactly. So, but what I like about it is they're super light. I've got basically if everything that I would have put into a drawer is in that, but it's not as heavy.
It's on wheels.
And it's on wheels, so we can take them down, stack them, get to what we need, put everything back. Kate is probably more organized than me. She's got a list that's Velcro removable, so that way we know. Say I had my system, and then Kate come up with her system, so now I don't know where anything is. So I have to.
I know.
I have to read the list. Where's my lighter? Okay, it's in the top box. Okay.
I've been separated by kitchen stuff and
Yeah,
fire starter
kitchen
stuff
stuff's
and
in the
first
big
aid
box.
stuff.
Yeah.
But evidently that's
So, but I like it because, my Jeep's my daily driver. When I get home, we unload the Jeep, everything comes out. Refrigerator comes out. The only thing that stays in is the fridge slide. So that stays in. So I still have, like today, I took a bicycle with me, put my bike in, no big deal. So I like being able to take stuff in and out because I actually looked into a DIY drawer slide. And by the time I actually built it as light as possible, it was still going to be about 50, 60 pounds. And I was like, okay, can I fit that entire stackable box into that one drawer? No, then I'm not doing it. So I really like that. I haven't, because they make, there's all kinds
a good point.
Yes. Dude Wipes that's in the box. Yes.
Yeah.
We got 2 packs. Yeah. Got to have Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes, call me. And then also
Not letting you put Dude Wipes across the side of the Jeep.
That'd be awesome.
So I also like my at Blackstone because I've got more compact options for cooking. I've got a Camp Chef stove, which that was an awesome deal. I found that at a flea market for $50. It was brand new. It was awesome. So I've got the Camp Chef stove, and it's more compact, but we don't use it that often. We use the Blackstone probably 9 times out of 10. And because it is so versatile, and it's just a little single burner, so it's a little heavy, but not too bad. But it's not as big as the double burner. But I do like that it is so versatile that she's cooked pizza on it. We've had all kinds of stuff. Breakfast, you can go from fajitas the night before to bacon and eggs the next morning, or pancakes.
Just about anything but soup.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and I bet she'd figure out a way to do that too. She'd probably bake a cake on it.
Do a video on that. That will get a lot of views.
What, making soup on a Blackstone?
Soup on a Blackstone?
Calling it right now. I'm calling it. That'll be more views than any video you've ever had.
That'd be really quick.
He's got a point. That might actually be a good one.
How to cook soup on a Blackstone. I bet you're right.
It's doable. Yeah, I think I got an idea. I got an idea. I think we could do it. The other one is I'm like Tony.
You already did 5.
I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, I'm adding my 6th one, the Renogy. My battery system onboard power.
That's my fault.
Soup in the grease trap. Yeah.
No. But I did.
I wouldn't call that soup.
Yeah, no. I did recently add batteries, onboard power for the refrigerator tent, or because we're probably gonna get rid of our diesel heater. Don't even think we're gonna need it this winter. The 23-0 holds heat in. That thing's like an oven. You cannot. I swear we can't keep the flaps open. It's hot. So I think we're going to run an extension cord out for an electric blanket and run that off the Renogy power, just in case, to kind of at first when we first go to bed, and I'm going to be smart. I'm going to get dual zone so she can be as warm as she wants to be.
Yeah.
But then I really like that because I do have the dual battery Jeep because it has the start stop feature. But I have had it run down on me a couple of times where I had to boost it. And right about the time I got the battery system in, I was starting to have more odd issues where the battery was draining. Replaced the factory battery. So now I've got all new batteries everywhere. And I swear I don't think I can run the backup batteries. I don't think I can run them down. And it's just 250 amp batteries. And I kind of copied off of what Matt did for Kara's Jeep, and it's working fantastic.
All right.
That's
yeah.
cool.
So
That's
Yeah,
a good.
gotta chase it a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I like that.
gotta chase it a bit. That's funny.
I've been wanting me a Blackstone. I haven't been able to figure out how to carry it or where to put it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I strap it on top of my tent, I may have to get one. I don't know.
Oh, but he's the Scottle King. You could do soup in a Scottle.
Yeah, you could do super Scott. Oh, I
Just
bet.
like single
It's
circle.
shallow. Yeah.
But you could.
Well, my list is a little bit different than y'all's. I know both of your Jeeps are daily drivers. My FJ is not my daily driver. Pretty much the only time we ever drive the FJ is when we're going wheeling or camping. That's pretty much it. It stays loaded all the time. So I didn't put anything on my list like my tent. I just figured that was a given. I mean, that's number one. I'm not sleeping in the front seat of the FJ. I ain't doing it. Because I built my I did a rear seat delete back when COVID hit, and I can't lean my seat back at all. It's where it's and so I'm not sleeping up there. I've got to have my tent. I love my tent. My fridge, I can't go anywhere without a fridge. It stays on pretty much the whole time we're gone. I love my fridge. How you only have to turn one side on or the other side on or both sides. Mainly because my fridge is so big that when we go for a weekend, I only need one side. So I didn't put my fridge on there. I love my drawer boxes that I've got. I've actually got two old filing cabinets. Is what I use for drawers, and I love them. They work perfect for me. And so I didn't put any of that on there. I've got a little bit different things in here. And my very first thing is a peel organizer. This is my peel organizer. It's very small, very thin. When you get my age, sometimes you have to take a lot of pills.
But when you get our age,
I think I'm older than you.
I have one of those.
So this thing unfolds to this, and it just unfolds, and it's got these little packages like this.
It's so much classier than those granny plastic ones.
Yeah.
So much better than the plastic ones because it's just got little Ziploc things. But I keep, so I've got Benadryl, I've got my blood pressure medicine, I've got Zyrtec, I've got Advil, I've got ibuprofen, Imodium. You gotta have Imodium.
Especially if Tony's cooking.
Oh.
And melatonin. I've got all the stuff that you might need. I also take this backpacking when I go because it's so light and easy to pack. And I actually love that. They're only like $17 on Amazon, and they're so much better. I used to have the plastic ones, and they would always come open, and pills would go everywhere.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I hate it. And I only have to take. Well, I don't even have to take a pill anymore. I just take them just in case. I'll meet somebody and they get my blood pressure up, but that happens. But I use it every day because I get up. I take a allergy pill, or I go to bed, I take a sleeping pill or something like that. So I use it every day. Real easy to get to, real easy to pack down. That's one piece of gear I never ever leave home without.
That's one of those things that you said at the beginning of the show that when you talk about it, it costs me money. the first time you talked about that,
Yeah.
I had to spend $17 because I have one now.
Michael, you see what Michael just put on there? Yeah, my coffee cup. Yeah. If you look on the inside of this, it is as black.
and
Seasoning.
and what he put there, that's a nice way of putting it too.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, I thought we lost him. But yeah,
my wife tells me that I don't really even have to add coffee anymore. I can just pour hot water in there. On coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even put my coffee cup on there. I guess I should put. My second one is my Garmin Overlander. Now this thing, I bought this a couple of years ago at from CB Adventures Flight More Expo, and I saw that he had them, and I was really totally against them when I saw it because I'd always use Gaia Maps, I'd always use OnXF Off-Road, and I still do because they all do their own thing. But this thing is probably the most powerful piece of electronics I've ever seen and ever used. It is, let me tell you what it does. It's very expensive. Now, this is a splurge buy. It's about $1,200. Actually, I saw them today on Amazon for $699.
Oh no!
Sorry.
They have, tell me that.
7-inch screen all the way up to 10-inch screen. The 10-inch screens are massive, but for a smaller vehicle like what we have, the 7-inch is plenty big. So you can plot courses. You can set a destination just like a regular Garmin, and when you set your destination, it gives you the options of 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1 being all interstates, 4 being all off-road. So I can plot a course between here and Oregon and never get on pavement. It's really, really cool. Not only does it do that, it overlays all the iOverlander places. So it shows you all the places you can stay for free, all the places that people have stayed, and different things like that. It also overlays weather. So if you're going to a particular place, you can overlay weather and see if it's going to be storming, raining, snowing, whatever when you get there. So that is really nice.
Gaia's supposed to do that, but I haven't had as much luck with it.
I haven't had any luck with that at all. And maybe Matt can show us how to do that since he's the guy, man. You can also upload all your GPX files. So any of your GPX files that you save in Gaia, you can upload to this and then do your route, things like that. So it will upload all that. And it also is a satellite communicator. So you can communicate with anybody anytime as long as you have a clear view of the sky. You can send plot points every 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes to anybody that you want to. So I send my mom, my daughters when I go on a big long trip so they can click the link at any time and see where I'm at. My dad actually sent me a message a couple years ago when we were in Colorado telling me that I was a little too close to the edge when we were doing Imogene. So that was pretty.
Did you see what Michael said here?
Joey thinks his 15,000-pound FJ is small. Okay, here's the deal. Why are people telling me how much my FJ weighs? And I'm going to dump this next week so I can weigh my FJ, and I'm going to tell everybody how much it.
I want to hear it.
Yeah. I want to hear it too.
My Jack wants to hear it because every time you come over and my Jack lifts up on your FJ, it makes noises that it don't make on any other vehicle. It's like,
yeah. So
anyway,
Gen Xers asked, you can go on Amazon and look up. It is it's called the Garmin Overlander. Garmin Overlander, just do a search on it. It's the one with the 7-inch screen. And yes, there is a monthly fee if you want the satellite communication.
It's doing the same thing that the InReach does, right?
Yeah, it's got a built-in InReach.
Built into it. Okay.
Built-in.
Yeah, I think it's $18 a month for basic.
Right. And it pretty much does everything. And so, I mean, it when you pull it up, it is like a true navigation system. And then when you plot your route, if you know where you're going. We used it last summer when we were going when Tony and Porker and I were going from New Mexico all the way up to Wyoming. I just put in there where we were going. Misty had actually sent us a campsite up in Wyoming, so I put the coordinates in there and hit it on 3, and it took us to some places we never would have seen.
I like that stuff.
It's really cool. We never ever would have went the route that we took.
Mm-mm.
On that.
Well, to me, one of the coolest part of that trip was crossing over from Colorado to Wyoming and not passing a sign that says you're now entering in Wyoming.
We didn't even know we were there.
We were on dirt road when we crossed over.
Yeah, no idea. There was no sign. I kept telling them, hey, when we see the Wyoming sign, I'm gonna have to stop because I don't have a picture of the Wyoming sign. And I was like, okay, we're here, and I never saw a sign. Did y'all see a sign? No, because we were in a friggin' nowhere. That's why. Yeah. And they weren't going to.
Do you see what Tracy says? Does it really matter how much it weighs? LOL.
Apparently it does, because people are all about this GVWR stuff. And to be honest, I don't care. My wheels haven't fell off yet or broken off, so I don't care. It gets 12 to 15 miles a gallon like it should. It sits up. Everything works perfectly on it, and it's a Toyota. So there. Yeah. All right.
Hey,
Michael. Yeah. Oh. All the weight that I lost, I put on my FJ. That's exactly what I did.
Only on bridges.
My third thing is my geyser shower system. I have tried a lot of shower systems over the years, and I'm all about the dude wipes. I do shower pouches. I love shower pouches. They're probably some of the best wipes that I've ever used, and I use those pretty consistently on long trips. But I'm somebody who likes to be clean, and so the geyser shower system uses so much less water. Tony actually got to use it in Kentucky for the first time. I showed him how it does. It actually works off a sponge. It doesn't actually shoot the water out like all the other shower systems, so you don't have to go looking for water everywhere, or don't have to have 5 gallons laying around. We used
1 gallon.
We used about 1.5 gallons, and both of us took a shower on 1.5 gallons of water, and it works so well.
Yep.
Yeah, there was still water left over.
Now, I would recommend getting the one that does not heat the water. You save about $80. They're about $279. And you just heat the water, put it in there. It's so much faster, especially if you've got a jet bowl. Just put your water in the jet bowl. It heats up so fast. I've got the one that heats the water. It takes probably an hour to get the water heated up. I never prepare that far in advance. I'm like, hey, I want a shower, and I want to go take a shower. So sometimes cold showers are okay, but not most of the time.
Yeah.
I like a good hot shower.
Depends on the outdoor temperature.
Right. And in the wintertime, I shower in the middle of the day because that's when it's the warmest. But
that's true. Good point.
In the summer, I shower in the evening. So it's
that one almost made my list, and I started to, but I felt like I was going to be plugging the geyser.
Plug away.
But we haven't really had a chance to use it all that much yet, but we will be using it at Rendezvous in the Ozarks this year. So
I'm huge on it because it's small and everything that fits inside of it. So you don't have to keep up with a bunch of parts.
Yep.
All you have to do is supply a 12-volt power source and it goes. And I really like that. It can go as fast or as slow as you want it to. My wife learned that you can't do it real fast. You run out of water.
Yes, very fast.
She got soaked up in Texas, and she was like, I don't have no more water. So she had to stand there all soapy while I got her some more water, which didn't take very long because I do have a jet bowl. But yeah, they're really nice, and they get you clean, and I love it. Very simple to set up. And
great for dishes, too.
Yeah. Great for dishes. And I've got... I at More Expo, he had all the sponges, so I bought one of every sponge that he had. So
same
dishes and one sponge for body, so I don't have to scrub myself with bacon grease.
And we got a stinky teenage boy that's coming with us to Rendezvous, so we all got different colors. We don't have to.
There you go. There you go.
You don't have to share a sponge.
Yeah. No.
Yep.
Chris Marler from Marler Equipment in the house. Hey, buddy, how are you?
My fourth thing, and I'm like Jason, I've got 6 because I couldn't do 5. My fourth thing is actually JetBoil. I have my dream stove in my FJ and also on my trailer. I've got the
The Genesis?
partner steel. I've got
Oh,
the
that, yeah.
stove, and I have always wanted one of those. I bought one and I use it, but for boiling water or for doing coffee or for doing ramen or something like that, it's so easy. And I've got the Mini Mo, which I actually love because it's short and fat and you can eat out of it a lot better. It saves you water on dishes, so much easier. And I absolutely love it. It boils water so fast, you don't use hardly any butane. I used it almost every day last summer when we were in Colorado because it was just too easy. And so anyway, my JetBoil Mini Boat made my list. I love it, absolutely love it. It stays in my FJ, never comes out.
I use the Minimo a lot too. It ranked pretty high on the list of options. I even use it sometimes to heat my tent. So if you want to take your burner up there with you when you first get in, if it's real cold and your blanket's not doing it, you can heat your tent in the time that it normally takes to boil water.
That's awesome. My next thing is I always sleep in my tent. I have a double sleeping bag, and I'm normally sleep on top of it. Very seldom do I ever sleep in it because, like Jason said, our tents stay very warm. But I carry a Rumpel blanket. Absolutely love my Rumpel blanket. They're very expensive. About $120 for the national parks one that I bought. But I bought it last summer when we were going through Colorado, and we were freezing to death. It was so cold, and I splurged on that and bought it. And it's so light and fluffy that in the summertime I sleep on top of my sleeping bag and still use my Rumpel because it doesn't get me hot. But in the wintertime it does. It's good enough to keep me warm. So I actually love that thing. Never go anywhere without it. Bought my wife one. She loves hers too, so we keep 2 up there, and they're very worth it. Now there are some cheaper versions out there from Wise Owl. They're from Wise Owl. They're on Amazon. They're about $43. They're just like them. So you can use a blanket like that, and they work really well. And my last thing is a little bit different than everybody else had on their list, but I always like the extracurricular things. When we get to places, I always like camping by rivers or ponds or some body of water. And I've got a fly rod.
I knew it.
Love. It's made by Rare, Reyr. They're
Got a real Norman Rockwell feeling about it.
They go down to about a little over 12 inches. They weigh less than 10 ounces, and everything is attached. The reel is attached, the line's attached, the fly's attached, and with less than a minute, you can be fishing. And that thing stays in my FJ and never go anywhere without it because there's been so many times that I've been to a little creek or something, lots of fish, and I don't have any way to catch them. So that always goes with me. And absolutely.
I'd be interested in that. I've never fly fished. I'd be interested in trying that though, because
so fun. It's ultralight. A little old bitty smallmouth feels like a 10-pounder on there. It's so stinking.
I'm in.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I don't have a collapsible fly rod per se, but I have a collapsible, that little one. It's just got a little, little regular reel on it.
Tony's
pocket fisherman.
He takes with.
Remember those?
Yeah.
I have a fly rod.
I am probably. I never. Well, we didn't really get to camp that much this summer, but I have. I don't know, 40 fishing rods out in the garage. But
It's not an exaggeration.
I was gonna because when I cleaned my bass boat out, I cleaned it out. But I was gonna get one of the shorter ones, like a 6-foot rod, and put it between the mattress and the edge of the tent, and that way I'll always have a fishing rod. All I got to do is just put a spinning reel on it, and I'm ready to go. But I do like the fly rod idea because you're right. Because you're going to catch 50 smallmouth, and occasionally you'll get a really big one. And that would be entertaining because you're out there. You don't have to worry about getting hung up because you're on top of the water.
Yeah.
Only thing, unless you just got to watch your back cast. But yeah, I'd be interested in that. I'd got to try that.
It's fun. I love it. Well, that's my list. That's all of our list. And as Overlanders, we love gear. We love going to the shows, the more expos. We love walking around to the vendors. Big Iron Overland Rally next week. Rendezvous is going to have several. But we love walking around and looking at the gear, and that's kind of what we are as gearheads.
Yep.
Sometimes we buy the things and it works out, and sometimes we buy the things and we get out there in the middle of nowhere and we're like, I have no idea what I was thinking, but this is not. So that's why we are starting to see a lot of overland yard sales out there popping up. There's going to be one at Okie Overland. I think first weekend of December or something like that. We're going
good.
there. So
I've got an awning. I got an awning if anybody wants one.
There you go.
I've got one too that's there for sale right now. So come on out and buy some gear. Well,
Yeah.
Man, this has been fun.
I got a quick pro tip for people on the Geyser. I had somebody tell me about this. If you get one of the front runner boxes, it fits perfectly inside a front runner box
It does.
for storage and toting ability. So we've got our Geyser and 2 jet bowls. We basically have a water box all in one front runner box, and it's perfect.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Love it. Love it. Well, Tony, I don't have any control, so you can send us off, but I just want to tell Jason, Kate, thank you for coming on there.
Thank you. Appreciate the invite.
YouTube and Instagram at Experiencing Arkansas. Give them a like and a follow and watch.
We'll be at Rendezvous in the Ozarks in the content creators booth this here in 2 weeks, I guess.
Oh, really?
Look forward to seeing you there.
All right.
You was to be looking on the Gaia maps,
Yeah,
GAIA maps.
yeah.
You would notice that we are a heck of a long ways from where we started and from where we're going.
I love that closer. That's